Hey, yo, we right with this. I ain't got time to fuck around, right? Now, this dude, I seen this clip, and I ain't know this dude. He was on YouTube. I said, let me hear what this dude got to say. Because I had listened to Tim Dillon talk about So I've listened to multiple people on the left talk about what happened in Minneapolis, and multiple people, I want to say, on the right, and people, I guess, who consider moderate. I feel like I just listened to multiple people. But this dude, right, we going to listen to what he say. So, please, just pay attention to this. And let's unpack it.
Women who got shot by ICE do anything wrong, and just listen to Ilhan's response.
From the recordings that we see,
so,
is there anything that you
believe? You know, homegirl is from Minnesota. She's a Democrat from Minnesota. Ilhan Omar. And basically, homegirl asking her, like, did the woman in Minnesota do anything wrong? She gonna give her response. And then homie gonna talk about it. Just a few minutes.
That was being done that should not have been done by Renee Good. The administration says she was blocking the road. They are claiming this is an act of terrorism.
Yeah, Renee Nicole Good, as you hear her say, she's not mad. She's sitting in her car, peacefully waving cars to get by.
So you hear what she said. She said she's sitting in her car. She told her ICE agent she's not mad at him. She was peacefully waving other cars to get by.
This agent, as you see, gets out of his car, automatically starts running towards her, trying to open her door. She feels scared. She tries to turn the wheel away, and then you see the other officer who can clearly see the car is moving.
She feels scared. I felt scared many times in my life. I could tell y'all of the things I do in my actions about feeling scared as well. But homegirl says she felt scared.
Towards the front of the car, which if they are saying that he has 10 years on service and is trained, he should know that you shouldn't be trying to get in front of a moving car. And so it is not acceptable for Kristi Noem and the president and the vice president to make these kind of judgments without there being a full investigation, even though we can see in the videos that have been produced so far that what they are describing is really not what is taking place.
So no, she did absolutely nothing.
Now pay attention. So homegirl asked her, did she do anything wrong? And she said she ain't do nothing wrong. Nothing at all.
Nothing to contribute to that situation.
Nothing to contribute to it.
Unfolding how it did. She wasn't in the wrong for spending the entire day obstructing and interfering with ICE operations.
So look, she woke up on that day. You know how you wake up and you got options, right? You wake up and you like, all right, say you got a job, but she's a poet. So I don't know, maybe she was on government assistance. So you wake up, you like, I could jog today. I could go to the park and walk my dog today. I could relax and watch my favorite shows today. I could cook me a good fire meal I seen on TikTok today. She chose to pull up where ICE was at and obstruct ICE the whole day. So this is her decision. I'm waking up today and I'm about to obstruct the federal authorities because I don't agree with what they're doing. Because I don't agree with what they're doing. Black people, we come from these hoods where people get arrested all the time. We come from the free him places. We come from Free Him for Body USA. We come from Sling That Dope, America USA. That's where we come from. But you don't try to stop the feds from raiding nobody's crib or doing nothing because you disagree. But this seems a little bit like on the line, so it's like, yo, we could do this. And it's white people involved in this. But maybe she don't agree that so many African-American young men should be arrested for marijuana when they damn near trying to legalize it and states is playing with it. So she ain't gonna go places and obstruct the police from coming through, the bus dudes from selling drugs, not just marijuana, but that people are coming for. So she decided to wake up and just obstruct justice. And I don't think that's enough for maybe her, for that to happen to her. Nah.
Spending the entire day,
but I could say that,
and interfering with ICE operations. She wasn't in the wrong for parking perpendicular in the middle of a one-way street.
She wasn't in the wrong for parking perpendicular in the middle of a one-way street. Parking perpendicular in the middle of a one-way street? Nah. Perfectly acceptable. I think that's wrong, but I can say that you can't.
In the middle of an active ICE operation, she wasn't in the wrong for not complying with officers who gave her a lawful order to exit the vehicle.
Nope. And as a hood dude who spent a lot of my life dealing with the criminal justice system and did wild time in prison, the moment for my entire life, I've always known that if I don't comply with officers, whether federal, state, city, or whatever, that things could get worse. Everybody I know knows this. It was confusing to me.
She wasn't in the wrong for trying to recklessly flee from law enforcement and almost running over an officer.
No, because, wait, hold on, let me think about that. You could just flee. Like, say you did obstruct justice, or whatever, say you did something and they telling you, nah, chill, get out the car, to flee. Oh, I know what happens when you do that. But you might can't say it, but I can. You can say it. You just ain't got the ball. You know, you might be in a cult.
Blame is entirely with the officer for not cinematically diving out of the way.
The blame is with the officer for not cinematically diving away. Somebody tried to run my foot over with a car like last week. I was talking to somebody and the person was like, oh, but it ain't happened. You got out the way. So it don't matter what you tried to do. I had to cinematically, like I was in a movie. I had to turn into Tom Cruise, jump out the way real quick.
Like he's in a transporter movie. And Democrats are once again trying to insult everybody's intelligence by pretending that sarcasm doesn't exist. And
y'all know them people that pretend sarcasm don't exist, right? Because remember, she telling the cop, she telling the ICE agent, I ain't mad, I'm not upset with you, I ain't got no, but you obstructing justice in park.
Claiming because the woman said to the ICE officer sarcastically that she wasn't mad at him, while her wife is standing there berating the ICE.
Now, like I said, she a part of the LGBT community, so her wife is standing there berating and bugging on the ICE agent. And she in the car like, yeah, we know sarcasm exists. And now it's an intense situation, and you got a bunch of humans in an intense situation. What do we do? And even with all that being said, I still feel like it should have turned out different. She ain't deserve to lose her life. But I've been through wild things in my life. And I always realized that it started with a bad decision. Think about your life and where you at today. If you feel like your life ain't the best, you ain't at peace, you fucked up, you struggling, you going through some shit, think about the decisions you made. Let's run that back a little bit.
This agent, as you see, gets out of his car, automatically starts running towards her, trying to open her door. She feels scared. She tries to turn the wheel away, and then you see the other officer, who can clearly see the car is moving, move towards the front of the car, which, if they are saying that he has 10 years on service and is trained.
And let me tell y'all, because I've been hearing that, oh, you got to be trained 10 years. There are some situations that ain't enough training for. Humans get frustrated. Humans make mistakes. And we all the same people talking about humans ain't perfect and mistakes happen. But yo, when we put ourselves in situations where mistakes, like if you can make some mistakes, yeah, you entitled to that. Little girl I raised, I always tell her, hey, wait a little later to make these mistakes. Don't make big mistakes. You don't want to make mistakes like me, you know? And as she make a mistake, sometimes I still smile. Because she's 21 now. And she still ain't made as big as a mistake as like I have made, or her mom, or maybe a grandma's, or a cousin. Or we don't understand about making those some decisions in a moment. Sometimes you sign your death certificate at that first small bad decision. You in the hood, you know you got beef with those dudes over there in those housing projects, and you like, yo, you like, all right, man, let me call. She like, oh, I'll come meet you. You like, what? You're proud there. I ain't scared to come through there, and then you came through there, and them boys done clapped you up and down. When the news came out there and talked to the witnesses, they said it sounded like. It was cheeks clapping. I wonder how that went over right there.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
My bad.
What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
He should know that you shouldn't be trying to get in front of a moving car. And so it is not acceptable for...
And pay attention, she said, you should know that you're not supposed to be getting in front of a moving car. But you know what you don't gotta know? Not to wake up and decide to spend your whole day interfering in some shit that ain't got nothing to do with you, that you don't agree with, right? In your country with the federal... Some people like, but boo, you had said with the thing that's contrary. No. Because we have laws in place ahead of time. Right? That's the thing about laws in place ahead of time, right? If you know you're not allowed to burglarize somebody's house, and you go in there and burglarize the house, if you know you ain't supposed to take advantage of a lady, if she ain't interested in you like that, then you just don't do it. If you know you ain't supposed to be somewhere, like, hey, it might be something. It might be like I was somebody put me on that it could be a misdemeanor for sneaking into America. I ain't know. It could be. They said I think after the second time or the third time it's a felony or whatever. But yeah, it's illegal to sneak in here. However illegal it is, but it's illegal. And long before this moment, they reserved the right to do everything they doing now. So yeah, the cop I think anybody should know better get in front of a moving car. But I also think maybe we should know better than to park perpendicular on a one-way to obstruct. Federal, state, or city authorities, could we disagree with them? Maybe.
Christy known and the president and the vice president to make these kind of judgments without there being a full investigation, even though we can see in the videos that have been produced so far that what they are describing is really not what is taking place.
So no, she did absolutely nothing to contribute to that situation unfolding how it did. She wasn't in the wrong for spending the entire day obstructing and interfering with ICE operations. She wasn't in the wrong for parking perpendicular in the middle of a one-way street in the middle of an active ICE operation. She wasn't in the wrong for